I'm a back row sinner at a tent revival. She believes in me like she believes her Bible. Loves me like Jesus does. I'm a lead foot leaning on a souped up Chevy. I'm a good old boy drinking whiskey and rye on the levee. But she carries me for my sins, make me heavy. Loves me like Jesus does. All the crazy in my dreams, every single piece of everything I am. And she knows the man I am. She forgives me when I can. The devil man, no, he don't stand a chance. 'Cause she loves me like Jesus does. I always thought she'd give up on me. Wash your hands of me, leave me staring down some. But I thank God each night and twice on Sunday. She loves me like Jesus does. All the crazy in my dreams, both my broken wings, every single.
How to be brave? How can I love when I'm afraid to fall? Watching you stand alone, all of my doubt suddenly goes.
Believing that our couple considers love to be a worthwhile investment, and knowing that they've been preparing for their marriage to be such, it's my pleasure to ask who presents our bride.
I do.
Thank you. You may be seated. Not always are we so privileged to gather in the same space at the same time. But today, because of this couple, we join them as pillars of support. Danielle and Anthony have been committed to each other for some time now, yet today is the moment they'll formally declare themselves as husband and wife. 3.5 years ago, they initiated a romance which grew into this relationship. And since then, they've thrived upon each other's presence, refuge, and companionship, realizing at some point they're greater together than apart. And from that moment of transition, they pooled their emotional resources and uplifted each other, overcoming emotional hardships and making life's trials less threatening simply because of the company they were keeping. Arriving here today, I know their intentions are very clear. It's not just about a fun getaway or a unique setting, but it's a purposeful ceremony to honor their relationship as it transitions into marriage. And Danielle and Anthony, there is no ceremony verse I could stand here and say or poem that I could read that's going to promise your continued success or your longevity. But what we can do today is witness and affirm the choice you make to continue on with your partnership. And there's a distinct difference between having an interest in that partnership and having a commitment. Because when you're interested in something, you're only going to do it when circumstances permit. But when you're committed to something, you give it your all, you accept no excuses, and there's no surrender. And by committing yourself to marriage today, you welcome further exposing your vulnerabilities to each other, growing old, sharing each anniversary as it passes you by, and knowing that you're bound by all the experiences that haven't even happened yet. So knowing that this type of agreement shouldn't be entered into lightly, and knowing the possibilities and the responsibilities associated with marriage, I ask you each stand here today gladly and of your own free will. Marriage is an evolving tradition, and it never fails to incorporate the latest shifts in culture or climate, family dynamics, or social habits. But at its foundation, it succeeds by the way of the committed couple who make a lifelong promise of responsibility to and for each other. And by proclaiming this through ceremony today, you're announcing and creating a change, ushering yourself into a new chapter, and above all, you're using this platform to have your expression seen, heard, and recognized by hand-picked guests. And pleasantly, this journey is not yours alone. You've been blessed with AJ, who will someday look at your relationship to model a healthy one of his own. So recognizing your intent to move forward as united parents, friends, and spouses, we're going to have you symbolically merge as one with the pouring of sands. You can step over there. There is one color for each of you, representing the uniqueness you contribute to your marriage, your personality, your backgrounds, and your characteristics. And as you pour them and take turns layering, you're going to see the individual grains of sand combine. From this moment on. Each grain of sand represents a separate moment, decision, or event that's still to come that's going to shape your family. And as you pour, you're acknowledging the commitment you make to blend your lives together. I give my last breath from this moment on. I give my hand to you with all my heart. I can't wait to live my life with you. Can't wait to start. You and I will never be apart. My dreams came true because and just as the grains of sand can never be separated, neither will the imprint you've placed on each other. Wedding bands are going to be a visible and tangible sign of the vow that you offer and accept. And though your vow's never going to be altered in its meaning, the sound of you saying them today will soon flee. But anytime you want to remember this moment, you just glance down at that ring, and with a simple look or touch, it's going to bring you right back here. Your rings are circular in shape, which is symbolic of completeness. And in their creation, rock was first dug from the earth, metal was then liquefied, molded, cooled, and painstakingly polished, resulting in something very beautiful that took a long journey, made from raw materials. And love is just like that. It comes from humble beginnings, and it's a process of making something perfect where once nothing even stood. So prior to this moment, the two of you have held many different roles. but through the offering and the acceptance of a vow and a ring, you'll leave here today saying, I am her husband, and I am his wife. May we have our rings? Danielle, take Anthony's left hand. Anthony, today Danielle has chosen you to be her husband, promising to love and care for you all of her days, accepting your faults and your strengths as she stands here with her own. She cherishes what she already knows about you, but today she's trusting in what is yet to be discovered. Do you embrace Danielle Marie Haberman as your lawfully wedded wife? You may slide his ring on. Danielle, today Anthony has chosen you to be his wife, promising to love and care for you all of his days, accepting your faults and your strengths as he stands with his own. He cherishes what he knows about you, but today he's trusting in what is yet to be discovered. So do you embrace Anthony David Hall as your lawfully wedded husband? You may slide her ring on. I want you to look down at those hands, because they can comfort you like no other set. Best friends on their wedding day. And if you're able to keep the vow you just made, not because of a civic law that tells you that you have to, but just out of the desire to love and be loved, then you're going to continue with the same enthusiasm that we see here today. The courtship sparked when you first saw each other. It's been growing through learning about each other. And today, it's completed through marriage. By the authority vested in me, I proudly pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride. Please rise for Mr. and Mrs. Hall.
Dancing when the evening fell, dancing in your wooden shoes, in a wedding gown, dancing out on 7th Street, dancing through the underground, dancing with the marionette. Are you happy now? Where do you go when you're lonely? Where do you go when you're blue? Where do you go when you're lonely? I'll follow you. You must be.
You gotta step up there, man, while I'm shooting. Yep, go give him a hug. Shake Anthony's hand. Dave. Dave. Take up, keep shooting. Okay, oh yeah, you have to, right?